So, are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
Okay, yeah, here we go. So last week's video that we uploaded on Friday about learning Japanese was quite like, lots of people came to watch it, and there was loads of comments about different things about people's problems and how they're struggling to learn Japanese. And I thought like it would be a cool idea to do a special live show today in place of our regular video to like go into a bit more detail and explain and help people with all the comments that they've left, and yeah, just help everybody with their Japanese. So today we have the comments open, so if you have any questions that you'd like answered on the fly, just put them there, and Shimizu-san will read them out, and everything will be okay, and we can answer them as we go on. But first of all, we're going to pick up some of the questions from the video from last week. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to start from, like, there was a comment from Short Hash. Where are we today?
So today we're in, actually, regulars of the show will know that we are in the Hobonichi HQ, so in the main office for Hobonichi. We talked about it briefly in the very first video on this channel, so if you wanted to go back and check that, you can. Yeah, so today I'm in the Hobonichi office, and we're just going to be doing a little live show.
So from the last video, there was a lot of people asked quite similar questions, and it was like how beginners can get into total immersion.
Yeah.
So what do you think about?
Yeah, so it seemed like a lot of people struggled a little bit with the concept of full immersion, and there was a kind of idea that I saw in the comments that it was like it could only be done after you've reached a certain point of understanding Japanese, but really you can start doing it from the get-go. Well, you should really start from the very start. Like, it's a bit of a catch-22. So, you know, you feel like you're not ready to immerse, but then you can't get better at immersing or like hearing Japanese and things without doing that. And so the idea that I found was that you just wanted to start it right away. And where it's really it can be quite difficult. And this is, I think somebody in the comments mentioned that they struggled to find things that they could comprehend, and they were wondering if I would just like, at the start, just listen to content and only understand maybe like 10% of it, and let the rest just go over my head. And to be honest with you, that's basically what I did. Only, like, there are so many ways that you can do it. If you find things that are at your level, you can fully understand that from the get-go. Like with the manga that I recommended last week, Yotsubato, that is like fairly low level, so anybody could pick that up and probably enjoy it without like feeling overwhelmed. But a lot of other content is just like so unknown that you just have no idea what you're looking at. Like, it just doesn't mean anything to you. And at that point, it can be kind of difficult. Like, it's like watching paint dry. So it can be really like almost like self-torture. So my suggestion is that when you should at least try to like watch something or immerse yourself as much as you can, and then if it feels really, really difficult, like swap it for something else, or like do flashcards or some like other like regular studying that you can find more comfortable. And I'd probably say at the start it was like, I probably did like 70%, 70-30 to like studying with an app and like sentences and mining and things like that, and then 30% list. But that's, you kind of just have it on all the time. So you can't really put a number to it, but like I put a lot more time into trying to actually study, like looking at textbooks and things like that. But yeah, so, but you don't have to do that. You can like, as you gradually get better, you'll find it be like you'll spend less time doing that and have more time like enjoying, like just watching things where it doesn't feel like strange at all. It doesn't feel like you're studying. There's no like effort involved. It's just completely like normal, like you would just be watching TV or something.
How long does it take to get to that point? Like,
so I think for me, that was about a month.
oh,
Yeah, like it's not that long. It feels long at the time.
I thought it's kind of like short.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you actually try to live a month of not understanding a single thing though, it can be pretty tough. Like, but in the grand scheme of your life, 1 month is nothing. And so once you're over that, I don't know if it's like a trick in your brain because your brain like gets so bored looking at things that it doesn't understand, that it just pretends to understand things, or you're actually understanding it. But like, I found that for me, there was a moment, obviously there were moments before, but after about a month, I could genuinely watch things and feel like I understood it.
So there's like a phase in like you start to pretend to understand.
I think so, yeah. Like, your brain just plays tricks on you, but it doesn't really, for you experiencing it, it's fine because you feel like you understand it, and that's enough to convince yourself to watch more.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, maybe we should get to another question.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people say that maybe you're good at Japanese because you live in Japan right now.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that?
So that's kind of like, it's like, people often say this if they've never spent like a lot of time abroad, but lots of people go to like study abroad for like a year or two when they're at university or something, and then they come back without ever being able to speak the language. And it's not about being in a place that makes you learn the language. It's about trying to learn the language, experiencing, letting yourself be immersed in the environment. And that's why, like, in my experience, I brought that environment to England. I made an environment around me where I was 100% immersed in Japanese, where I wouldn't speak any English, or like everything going into my eyes or ears in my immediate like 50-centimeter radius was Japanese. All of the things on the walls were Japanese. All of the books I tried to read were in Japanese. Every time I opened up my computer, it was Japanese YouTube, Japanese TV, just constantly running. So there was nowhere I could turn and see English. And so I was more in Japan than I am now, because now I live here and like, well, people speak to you in English, or like I feel a bit homesick sometimes, so I'll listen to like, or watch some old TV shows that I like, or listen to English music more. But in that core first 2 years, or 1 or 2 years when I was learning, not like full time, but like when I did most of my studying, it was everything, literally all Japanese all the time. And so it's not really anything to do with being in a country. And there are lots of people that live in countries that can't speak a lick of that language. Like there's plenty of people that live in England for a long time and they don't speak English. There's loads of people living in Japan that don't speak Japanese. So like, I don't think it's about living in a country equals automatic fluency.
確かにそうですね。Can I? There's some comments already.
Okay.
Can I show you some?
Oh, yeah.
T シャツかっこいいですね。
Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is my Jimbocho shirt. I bought it from Stax, the bookstore that we visited in one of the other videos when we took a walk around Jimbocho. I've decided that it's my like, I'm a Jimbocho boy kind of shirt.
There's another funny question. Like, is there a relation between your hair, dyeing your color, hair color, and your 語学力?
No, but I did think before I came to this room today, there's two things. One, my hair, I'm matching the sofa and the whiteboard. And then two, I thought it'd be interesting if, like, it'd be funny if Slim Shady could teach you Japanese. So that's, but yeah.
Oh, and there's another question. Actually, if you're not quite interested in Japanese, like anime or manga or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. What do you think it's a good way to start from?
Yeah, so it's difficult because obviously I am a big fan of like anime and well, manga and things like that. But really, you just have to find something that you're into. So, like, if there's something that you like, you're learning Japanese for a reason, maybe, or you want to speak to people, or you like documentaries, or movies, or dramas, like TV shows, or any kind of like Japanese content, then I would recommend starting with something like that. Like, if you watch a lot of YouTube, you can just turn all of your YouTube settings into Japanese. I actually recommend making a different account, and then you can teach the YouTube algorithm that like you only watch this certain type of Japanese video, and it will just like keep feeding you that stuff, so you can get into this really nice positive loop. And so I can't suggest anything really specific. I did say in one of the comments that I recommend, like, if you're into reading classic literature, there are books written in furigana for students, like young kids in Japan. So if you could find like some of them maybe on Amazon, I would recommend reading them as like a way to get used to reading Japanese if you don't like reading manga. Because the furigana can really help. That's like the little hiragana above the kanji in manga and stuff. It can really help people and help you like learn the readings for different kanji.
Also, you bought some.
Oh yeah. So this is like, this is a CD. So if you like music as well, or like podcasts and things, you can listen to that. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't suggest using music as a direct. It's a low quality form of immersion in that you can't. It doesn't teach you directly usable Japanese or like, well, target language, like the words themselves, because it's all written in like poems. And to be honest, when you listen to music, you can, like, how often do you actually think about what the lyrics mean, right? It's very rare. So, but what you can do with something like this is like, if you have the CD or you have the, like, you know the artist or whatever, you can use that as content in conversations, or like use it as an excuse to find out more about, like, to read more about it, find the Wikipedia article or find other like interviews with different artists that you like, and then you want to reach and find out more, and it's just like this organic reaction where you keep finding more and more about things because you like it. It's just fun. It doesn't feel like a burden or like you're doing it to like study. It's just something that you would do naturally. And for example, like this, on this cover for this CD, it has a bunch of people. These are all like big names in Japanese music. You've got Aoba Ichiko, Hosono, Ryuichi Sakamoto, and Cornelius is there too. And it says like what their onigiri, what they like. And so you could read this and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, Ryuichi Sakamoto likes mentaiko and a special type of Egypt salt. But I Googled this and it's like a brand of salt. It's got like nuts and things in it. But you could try and make that at home or something. Like, it doesn't have to be directly related to the language, but by doing that, like by buying this CD, now I've learned about all kinds of different onigiri that like rice balls that I never knew that I wanted to try, and then I could try and make it at home. And then, you know, you get to experience the culture and things. It's not just like words, learning how to write, all that kind of like sometimes boring stuff. It's more like real. It's more like a lived thing, a lived experience. And so that can be really fun. And obviously there's loads of words and like jackets and text inside CDs. So like, if you wanted to, you could learn and use these to like find like sentences to remember, like learn different grammar rules and things like that as well. 見えるかな
歌詞カードって海外の CD に入ってないの？
入ってる
入ってる。
と思う。
あ、ごめん、日本語で言っちゃった。
Yeah, so he was asking if they have like lyrics inside the actual CDs abroad, but I'm pretty sure they do. You know, I don't really buy that many CDs anymore.
Well, you can like use the subscription.
Yeah. You can get the lyrics up as well. I did that a lot. And also another thing that I will mention, since I'm talking about music, is that there's loads of different music, lots of different types of music, but rap music and like fast-paced lyricism is really, really effective for learning your ears to like practicing quick speech. And so if you can like comprehend like a rap song, then you're gonna find yourself doing like regular speech and regular conversations quite easy. I recommend 不可思議なワンダーボーイっていうアーティストがいるんですけど、I really like him. 不可思議なワンダーボーイ。He passed away really early on in his career, but the tracks that he did make are really cool. And he's very fast-paced, kind of like slam poetry almost, but it's quite fun to watch. You can find it all on YouTube.
There's some other comments on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wanting to pick up quick phrases. Okay, do you have any advice to someone wanting to pick up quick phrases and stuff if they were coming to visit?
Yeah. So this is, if you don't want to be like, so it depends on obviously what your goals are when it comes to learning a language, but if you're coming to a visit and you just want to learn like specific phrases, you'd probably be best getting like a phrase book and then putting that into Anki or an SRS and memorizing them that way. But I think in Japan, especially if you're coming to Tokyo and stuff like that, you don't need to be able to speak Japanese that much. I think if you can say like arigato, gomenasai, sumimasen, stuff like that, you'll be okay. Onegaishimasu. Yeah, I don't think you need to know like, but then again, if you wanted to, yeah, just I would recommend getting like a phrase book. Go like full, I don't know, nuclear family holiday to abroad type. Yeah, have fun with it.
Here's another question. Also like, すいません、質問が飛んじゃうんですけど。Do you have any books you recommend for beginners? Also, your videos are great.
Oh, thank you. Books for beginners. Yeah, so again, it's not like a specific title, but what was the first book I read? I think the first book I read was 続けるの力 that I mentioned in the last video, the book about continuing. And then also I read the Murakami Haruki book about running, but I can't for the life of me remember the title. It's got Murakami Haruki の走るについてのなんちゃらなんちゃらのタイトル。走る時に考えることみたいなやつ。そう。I don't remember the title because it's like a long title basically saying what he thinks about when he's running or something. But the time when I received it, I got it as like a present from a friend. And 走ることについて語るときに僕の語ること。Yeah. So basically, it roughly translates to the things I talk about when I talk about me running. And it's a compilation of essays that he wrote when he was after running. They're basically like little diary entries, and it's over a span of like multiple years. But when I received it, I was practicing for a marathon, so it was nice motivation for me to keep running, and it's kind of like how he lives his life. So it's quite interesting. It's relatively simple, and although it is like just a regular book, so it's not got like furigana or it's not made easy to read. It does have an audiobook as well that's really high quality, so you can do, I mentioned this in the video, but you can like you can listen to the book whilst reading it and like following it with your fingers, and that should help like boost your comprehension of it. That's another thing actually. I did find it quite, because I was running a lot, and if you're training for a marathon, you have to run for like hours a day, every day. But like, that was a really good time for me to like listen to lots of different audio, like books or podcasts.
Do you think like listening is like listening, writing? Which one's like good for like getting good at Japanese?
It depends on what you want to do. Listening is better for talking.
Oh.
And then, because obviously all the sound that goes in, you just parrot out, like, you just basically copy as much authentic Japanese as possible and say it as you heard it. And then it's the same with writing. Like, if you read a lot, then you'll get better at reading, and you'll be more familiar with the kanji, so it might be easier for you to write. Although kanji is a little bit more difficult, more complex than that. But it's not going to help you speak. And the way Japanese is weird, the way that you write it is, again, different to how people speak it. So there's a different form for the way words take. So that's another thing to be concerned with when learning Japanese.
So when you start, you better start from the listening? Or?
I would say it's easier to listen because you're always free, like you don't need to use your hands, you don't need to use your eyes, so you can do other things. You can, like I said, you can go running, you could do the washing up, you could, I don't know, be doing a handstand. It doesn't matter, like you can just hear forever. You could even try sleeping. Although I did try doing that for a while and it made me go a little bit crazy.
But like you said that like listening to music and things like that, it's like a lower kind of like total immersion.
Yeah, the
So
music is, because it's not there's not, compared to like a book or a podcast or something, or where people are talking, that's 100% words. Especially a podcast, like a radio show with people actually talking, or like a chat room. They're the most effective way because it's 100% raw people speaking like authentic Japanese. And so every second of that moment is the most high quality input that you can have. Whereas music, you've got, obviously music, it's not just lyrics. So that's why. Because again, the goal is to find I+1 sentences.
So the podcast is more better.
More better, but if you can only listen to so much podcast before you go, I don't want to listen to any more podcasts. So you play around with it, see what works for you. If you don't like podcasts, listen to music. If you don't like listen to music, listen to a radio show or listen to an audiobook. If you don't like that, a lot of people online, and me included, we stripped audio from anime that we knew and that we'd seen and just played that back as if it was like a radio play. That's very good if you're into that.
Do you have something like you're really into, like ハマった方法?
ハマった方法?
ハマったなんかポッドキャストでも何でも。
Podcast. I'll have to get that out at a different time because there is loads, but I can't remember the names because again, like it's been a while. But since I came to Japan, I've spent, especially recently in the past couple of years, because now my job is to do with translating things into English. This is super weird, but like if I only listen to Japanese and like I was back then, my English gets really, really weird. It becomes direct translated from Japanese, so then I can't actually translate things from Japanese to English because I've forgotten English. So I have to now intentionally watch English things and listen to like music and podcasts, otherwise my brain will just go completely Japanese.
Well, that's quite hard.
Yeah. So like recently, I haven't been like listening to podcasts and things recently, which means that my Japanese is getting worse, or at least not better, but it does mean that I can speak English in a way that isn't really weird. Because if you watch, especially earlier videos, my English is just a mess. I mean, this is probably all garbled, but well, I don't know. I get a lot of people saying I say words weird.
Okay, maybe another question.
Yeah.
I think for Japanese learner, I recommend anime of the daily life story because you can also understand Japanese culture.
Yeah.
リアムはどう思いますか？
Liam もそう思います。I also think that like you have to place yourself if you only watch like isekai or you only watch shonen anime, let's say you only watch Dragon Ball Z, you're only going to be able to speak like Goku or like the characters in that show. And people don't speak like Goku. Oira Goku. Nobody says that. So like you can sound so you want to have a lot of different variety with the content that you input. Obviously the main thing is inputting something. So if you can watch 10 hours of shonen to every one episode of like slice of life, then you should do that. But like keep that in mind. Otherwise your Japanese will sound like you're a manga character, which like is weird. People look at you like you're speaking weird. That was weird, but like people look at you like you sound weird. Anyway, like you sound like a character.
Did you have some experience in that kind of thing? Like you spoke it and then
Yeah.
Japanese people get
I have a lot of like where I will say words and people will be like, "How do you know that word?" But there's not so many where it's like, at least not anymore, where it would be really kind of cringe. But obviously at the start, everybody sounds cringe. Come on, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's really fine. Okay, I guess we only have 4 minutes left.
Oh. Yeah.
Maybe you can.
Okay. And so yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. We've got some stickers made up for this channel. I don't know if you can see. Should I do them one at a time? Let's do them one at a time. So Hobonichi recently has started a manga club, and this was drawn by one of the artists for that. And so we'll be distributing them at different Hobonichi events around the world. 清水さん、なんかどこで見つけるんですか、これ？
海外の手帳のイベントで、はい、あるかもしれません。
They may be at Hobonichi events abroad. So, これ? Have I shown this one already?
I'm not sure.
I'll do it again. So if you wanted to get your hands on them, please come down to a Hobonichi event. There's lots of different pop-up stores around everywhere, and meeting caravans and things
And we
like that.
could paste it on Hobonichi Techo.
Yeah, you can paste it on the Hobonichi Techo. You can paste it everywhere. Cool.
どうですね。Oh,
Oh,
sorry, there was another question.
yeah.
What was the hardest part when you were learning Japanese where you almost gave up?
Yeah. So the thing with doing full immersion, the way I did it, I tried to like push my limit to like how much Japanese I could make my environment Japanese when I was in the UK. And what this does is means that all of the people around you, you're like ostracized, or you're split away from all of the people around you, because obviously everybody around you is speaking English and they're doing things, or when I was in England they were speaking English. And so for me, after about like a couple of months of trying this, I got really, really depressed because I went too far like into trying to do Japanese all of the time. And I felt really lonely, like, and I couldn't speak, I couldn't understand what I was putting into my brain. So like I felt a long time where I would just be like, what's the word in English? Like moo, like nothing, like empty, because I couldn't like get into the flow state watching a thing or playing a game or anything. I couldn't, like, I'm a very social person, and I couldn't really socialize properly because I was spending my time like listening to Japanese instead of being 100% in the moment. And so I would say that was probably like a couple of months into it, 6 months into it, was the toughest time for me. But I basically just tweaked the settings, and allowed myself to spend maybe like a day or of the week or like a couple of hours a day where I would be fully present and be with my friends and things like that, take the headphones out. And so the idea is that it's all Japanese all the time, as much as you can for you in like your specific case. Yeah. So thanks for the lovely question.
とても
Oh! And yeah, in the in the last video, we introduced this as a dotera, but it's hanten. It's a hanten. And so they're both kind of obscure. There's more hanten than dotera, but like they're relatively obscure. And the difference is that the hanten comes to your waist, whereas the dotera is like a padded kimono that goes all the way to your ankle. And so we got that wrong. We've made amends. So thanks everybody for coming and watching, and thanks for leaving all your comments. Oh, for the Hobonichi manga book question, that's a good question. I don't think that there's an official English name yet. So what do you think sounds better? Manga club or manga department? I think club, because it's meant to be like school, like sakabu, that kind of vibe. So I'd probably say club, but yeah, thank you. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and coming.
終了しました。
お疲れ様です。